here we go. Chapter 17. You guys are so close to the end. Hang in there. Hang in there. Hang in there. You guys are so close. You guys are going to do it. Be very proud when you guys are done. All right, we're going to talk about the Uniform Crime Controlled Substance Act that covers illegal as well as the unlawful use of controlled substance. For example, they're going to talk about the treatment of addicts. Very far and few between. I know it happens. I've yet to meet an addict that once they recovered, they recovered. It's usually there's some dip somewhere along the line. Jump off the bandwagon, back on the bandwagon, whether it's a short period of time, a long period of time, or whatever happens. So, in my experience over the years, I haven't seen it happen. Prescription requirements when you get a prescription drug for a controlled substance that's given to you by the doctor, and the different offensive penalties for violation of such. All right? Proposition 64, substantial change to the California drug laws. Holy smokes, is there ever? Of all the different things that now you can have all kinds of stuff for your stub toe, right? Smoking and token, everything for your stub toe and everything else. All right. This video, I want you to watch. Part of your assignment, okay? Watch this and look at Addicted to America opioids. Because opioids right now, out of control. Watch how many people die and what happens. And tell me, because this is a controlled substance, if how do you think that we could have prevented this in the first place, right? What are your thought process? Or in the future, you guys are going to be living in this world. God, hopefully it's here the next 100 years for you, right? And then who knows what's going to happen after that. But see what's going to happen as far as what other drug can be so out of control. All right, so the definition of what makes people the drug, with the drug addicts and addiction, as tolerance, a state in which your body tissue cells adjust to the presence of a drug. Could be anything. Legal drug, caffeine, right? People have a kick of caffeine. Wow, out of control. That's not doing good, so let's add another shot. Let's add another shot. I've been behind people at Starbucks have 5 shots of whatever they're getting added to their drink. Like, holy smokes, that's crazy, right? The psychological dependence habit, the result of repeated consumption of the drug, which produces a psychological but no physical dependence, right? Gotta have it, gotta have it, gotta have it. And the physiological dependence, addiction, this occurs when the person cannot function normally without the repeated use of a drug, right? Alcohol, can't get throughout the day, get the shakes, right? About 9 o'clock in the morning, down some alcohol, gotta have, right? I start getting headaches if I don't have my Red Bull by 10 o'clock. Got caffeine, right? Some people like coffee, I don't like coffee. All right, another part of your assignment here. Pick 2 of these things right here out of, 10? Pick 2 of them. Tell me all about it. Tell me why it's illegal. And find an article to show that it is illegal where somebody's been arrested for the crime. That's part of your assignment, all right? All right. Opiates, psychedelic stimulants. This is a controlled substance under the Schedules 1 through 5 of the Health and Safety Code. They were listed as narcotics or restricted drugs. The most dangerous substance, the highest potential for abuse, excuse me, are listed in Schedule 1 and 2. The slightly less dangerous drugs, or milder or less addictive, are listed in Schedule 3 through 5. Some drugs are listed in more than one schedule, depending on the amount of opiates they contain. So these are the different drugs here and how high they are to the drug addiction. Okay, so first one, Schedule 1. These are all your Schedule 1 drugs, right? Your Coke, snorting the Coke. And I just know a lot of people who took cocaine early on in their years. And now you see them later on, they are a disaster. Like, holy smokes. I always wanted to see if there was some type of test that they could do, like a large-scale research project. All right. If you took cocaine at any time of your life, we want to know, like, who else took cocaine with you, okay? So rat out your friends. Nobody's going to get in trouble, right? But we want to know, you took Coke. Did Sally take Coke? Johnny took Coke. Who else took Coke from you? Find out of curiosity if you all bought from the same drug dealer. Find out today where you are. Where's your physical health, right? So you take it in your 20s. Where are you now? Let's say 50, 60, 70 years old, to see if it's impacted you in your older age and how. Like, do you have diseases? Are you suffering from like psychosis? Are you mentally ill or anything like that? To see, out of curiosity, all those people who did do drugs when they were young, to see where they are now, to see if it impacted them. Especially Schedule 1 ones. The hallucinogenics. Hallucinogens. I got it. Heroin, LSD, bad juju, LSD, right? LSD, they said gets in your fatty tissues. So if you take it now, right, it can stay in your fatty tissues. Maybe 20 years from now, you lose a lot of weight or start sweating a lot. It's in your tissues and maybe it can come out again. That's why if you ever taken LSD in the history, you will never be a police officer at all, okay? Marijuana, everybody has to take marijuana now for steptoe, or they need it because when they were 2 years old, you know, mommy spanked them on their behind for stealing something, so they have all these issues, right? Or they just want to smoke and toke because they don't have anything better to do with their life, so let's use marijuana to get rid of all the pain, right? Mescaline, wow, methaqualone, never heard of that one. Opiates, peyote, GHB, which is the gamma hydroxybutyrate, right? So watch this video here. Shows what LSD does, and I want you to watch this video and tell me what you learned out of it. 3 things you learned from watching the video and how LSD impacts you, okay? And of course, I know I'm not stupid enough to know that there's no students of mine that are not doing some type of drugs. Not everybody's in here to get in law enforcement. God forbid you are getting in law enforcement and think it's okay to do this. It's not okay to do this because you're going to be holding the standard higher for those that you're going to enforce the law. So you should be at a higher standard. Now, I got other people who are taking this class because it's school or whatever. They might smoke and toke, you know, coke up the nose, whatever they're going to do, and just like, oh, well, whatever. It's really not that big of a deal, okay? It's always not a big of a deal when you start, right? It's amazing to see how big of a deal it becomes later on because the addiction is crazy and the impact it does to the family. All right. So the Schedule 3 drugs jump up to steroids, barbiturates, suppressants, PCP, stimulants, testosterone, and the more of the GHB, the FDA approved. Here is a person that they are drugged up. I want to say this one here is they are drugged up on PCP. Okay? So here's a person on PCP. In my history of law enforcement, I probably arrested 3 people on PCP. Thank goodness they were all like so zoned out that they decided not to fight. We had them in handcuffs before they even knew what hit them. But it was really crazy to see how whacked out they were. I mean, whacked out of their mind, okay? All right, so controlled substance. Schedule 4 and 5, the depressants such as barbiturates, tranquilizers are listed in the schedule. And these are compounds containing narcotics and non-narcotics, and medicinal ingredients are listed in the schedule. All right, so a lot of controlled substance drugs are given out. A lot of burglaries happen where stuff is stolen. A lot of the open houses that take place, people go through the open houses so they can see if they find any drugs in the bathrooms of these houses, so they can take barbiturates, steal them, do whatever they can to get their hands on these type of things, especially the opioids, the one they watch the video on. So watch this video here. Tell me one thing you learned on it, okay? All right. So on a controlled substance, possession. Everybody's like, well, I didn't have it on me, okay? So that talks about one may not legally possess any controlled substance unless it's obtained by a written prescription. Doctor's got to say it's okay. I can't say, oh, your tooth hurts. I have some Vicodin. I didn't take it all. Here, take a couple Vicodin. Here's my prescription. You can use it. Go ahead and use it for you. No, can't do that, right? Can't help a family friend out or anything like that by giving them your controlled substance. Doctor has to write the prescription for you. The substance possessed must be usable amount to constitute a crime, right? But what makes it a usable amount? Man, I'm telling you, we used to scrape the bottom of the paraphernalia, the pipes and stuff, scrape it all out, where they would make a usable amount in there. Generally, defendants convicted of a simple possession must be sentenced to probation and treatment and cannot be incarcerated. That sucks, right? We used to put people away left and right having marijuana joints that big. But then again, argue the other side of the coin, we were putting all these people away from marijuana joints this big. Is there people still doing marijuana? Yeah. Grow as much as you want, right? Gets a little note from the doctor saying, oh, my tootsie hurts, or oh my gosh, did you see my finger? I can't touch the bottom of my finger anymore, so I need to smoke and toke as much as I can, right? So now if you get a prescription, you're good to go. So here we go. Talk about prescription of marijuana. Cheech and Chong, feel free to look it up. They're smoking and toking right here, right? Having a great time. I tell my daughter, I go, life for you is great right now because there's so many people doped out of their minds that you won't have to worry about a lot of people to compete with for jobs, get into college, life things, because the people now, brains are all numb, right? Especially with this COVID pandemic. Everybody has anxiety. Everybody's depressed. Everybody's this, that, and the other thing, okay? So, I got the marijuana here. Its possession is illegal for those under 21. Can't have it under age 21. 11357B, possession of more than 28.5 grams of marijuana is punishable in imprisonment in the county jail, meaning it's say it with me, misdemeanor. There you go. Infraction for those under 18, right? That means you get a ticket. Nobody's going to jail. Other prohibitions include possession on school grounds. Can't have it while you're MJC smoking, right? Also see medical marijuana 11362.5. Feel free to look that up. Oh, I got to stop. Too long here.